Hello, everyone, and welcome to your ethics subject. This is your professor, Mr. Kirk Anthony A. Ramos, and for this session, we will be talking about the basic concepts of ethics. Okay, so as we start this discussion and this lesson, here are your learning objectives. So first, we must be able to differentiate between moral and non-moral standards. Second, we must be able to recognize and recall a moral experience. Third is to detect moral dilemmas. And fourth is to identify the three levels of moral dilemmas. Okay, so before we start the discussion about the basic concepts, we will be first having an activity. So we will be calling this as moral or non-moral. So I will be showing you some pictures and of course yung kanyang description, and then you will be telling me whether it's moral or non-moral. So all you have to do is to comment it below so that I will be able to see kung ano nga ba yung inyong kung ano nga ba ang inyong sagot dito sa aking katanungan, okay? So if say for example you think that the situation is moral, ayan so sa first picture, kindly syempre palagay sa comment 1 point moral kung sakaling moral ito, and non-moral kung sakaling non-moral nga siya, okay? So okay, we'll be showing the first picture. So the first picture will be this. Okay, so the first situation is using of mobile phone while driving. Okay, so I want you to judge whether or not using the use of mobile phone while driving is moral or non-moral. Okay, all right, so that's the first one. All right, so we'll proceed with the second one. With the second one, here is the picture. Okay. So this situation is when you talk while your mouth is full. Okay? So for the second scenario, you may indicate it sa comment box. Ayan So number two, moral or non-moral? Okay? So, all right. So I think enough na yung time na iyon to think about your answer. And then number three will be this. Okay. The experimentation on the animals. Ayan. So again, you may choose between moral or non-moral for this situation. Okay, so I think everyone already had their answers at nakapag-comment na sila. Sige po, no? I'll be asking everyone. Ayan. So in dealing with scenarios, whether they are moral or non-moral, I am quite curious, kung ano nga ba ang inyong naging pamantayan or how did you assess the situations, no? So I want you also to comment your answer sa ating comment box so that I'll know kung paano nyo ba ina-assess if the scenario is either moral or non-moral. Okay? So I will be looking forward kung paano nyo nga ba talaga ito, kung paano nyo ba ito in-assess. Meron ba itong kinalaman sa inyong own preference? Meron ba itong kinalaman halimbawa sa prinsipyo na maaari nyo ina-uphold sa kani-kanila pong mga buhay? So ayan, depende sa inyo, no? So I want you to to comment how did you assess the situations? Okay? So paano mo na sabi siyang moral? Paano mo rin siya nasabing non-moral? Okay, so we'll proceed with the discussion. Since I've already asked about morality, ayan syempre, it is proper for us to differentiate first, ano nga ba pinagkaiba muna ng morality and law? Kasi ito yung karaniwan na nagiging nagiging pamantayan ninyo on saying na whether moral ito or non-moral ito, no? Kasi may mga ilang may mga ilang tao na ang kanilang basis for morality will be law. Okay? Pero as time goes by, mapapansin niyo na meron talaga itong difference, So, tignan muna natin kung ano nga ba ito. Okay. So, as we differentiate yung morality at saka yung law, let's take a look first dun sa aspect na pinagkukumparahan natin sa kanilang dalawa. Okay? So, let's take a look first into the sanctions. So, in terms of law and sanctions, no, it has been said that sanctions are consistently imposed for the infringement of a legal obligation. So say for example, meron kang batas na na sinuway, automatic meron kang aasahan na sanction diyan. Okay? So again, pag ang pinag-uusapan natin ay batas, the moment alimbawa na hindi mo ito ano no, hindi mo ito masunod, automatic there will be sanctions or there will be penalties slash consequences. Okay? So that's in terms of law. In terms of morality, no, in connection to sanctions, it has been said that there is no official sanction for immoral behavior. Okay? Though society often creates its own form of restriction. So as mentioned, ano, compared to law, if we are talking about morality, mga kapatid, ano, there is no official sanction for immoral behavior. Hindi mo na ito ine-expect na meron ka kaagad sanction dito, no? Bagkus, yung own society na pinag-uusapan natin, no, yung lugar kung saan nagawa yung pagkakamali or yung ano, no, yung tinuturing na hindi karapat dapat gawin, ay meron silang kanilang mga restrictions. Maaring meron itong kinalaman sa kanilang kalayaang pumili or kalayaang maging malaya. Okay? So, yan yung pinag-uusapan natin in terms of morality. So, babalikan lang natin in terms of sanctions. You can expect that there is an automatic sanction if you will be infringing a legal obligation. On the other hand, if there will be immoral behavior, no, hindi pa naman din sure kung meron bang sanction. Pero karaniwan, uulitin ko lamang na ang mga society or yung mga community, sila na ang nagre-restrict sa mga taong nagkakaroon ng immoral behavior. Okay, so that's the first aspect. Second aspect will be deliberation. So in terms of law, it is deliberately changed by parliament and or the courts. No, so from time to time, mapapansin ninyo na nababago ito ng mga ano no, ng mga korte, nababago ito ng batas, nababago ito ng inyong legislative ano no, ng legislative department ninyo. Depende sa form of government. But simply put, no, ito ay napag-uusapan, no, ito ay dinideliberate no ng mga korte dinideliberate ng parliament or kung anumang form of ano po yan no, of government depende doon sa lawmaking body nila. Okay? So with that, that is law. On the other hand, if we are talking about morality, it cannot be deliberately changed. Rather, it evolves slowly, no? So most likely kung ano ang inasahan mo before, kung ano nga ba yung ano, no, kung ano nga ba yung na-set na moral standards in a given situation or in a given society, most likely matagal bago ito mapalitan. Okay? So instead of being deliberately changed, ang ginagawa, hinahayaan itong mag-evolve slowly. Okay? Next, the extent of implementation. So, in terms of law, legal principles need to incorporate a degree of certainty, no? Na ito ay mapapatupad talaga ng maayos. Na certain talaga ang magiging ano no, yung magiging sanction, certain talaga na kailangan siyang masunod. On the other hand, in terms of morality, it is invariably much more flexible and variable compared to law. Okay? Kasi sa law kanina, inaasahan nga natin na certain ito, itong morality, most likely, it can be flexible. Okay? So, yun yung pinagkaiba ng morality and law in terms of the aspects, sanctions, deliberation, and even the extent of implementation. All right, so let's dwell deeper dun sa salitang law, no? Kasi nga, ito yung karaniwan natin na ano no, na binabanggit in terms of morality. So, let's talk about this. So, law has been said, it regulates and controls the external human conduct. Siyempre, the moment halimbawa na may batas dyan, ina-expect na susunod ka. So, kung ano yung mga gagawin mo in accordance to law, hindi, ano, no, nakokontrol yung actions mo. So, so sa mga ginagawa mo, ina-expect na it is in compliance with the law. Second, it is said to be universal in a particular society. Kagaya halimbawa sa Pilipinas, kung ano ang batas para sa ano no sa lahat, automatic kailangan siya sundin. Walang kung sino-sino, walang exemption to the rule. Okay? So with that, it is universal in a particular society nga. Third, political laws are precise and definite as there is a regular organ in every state for the formulation of laws. Okay? Fourth, it is also framed and enforced by a determinate political authority. It enjoys the sanction of the state. So, say for example, sa Pilipinas, of course, we all know that our executive department, no, headed by the president, automatic, they are no yung department na yon and the people na bumubuo rito, they are determinate political authorities na siyang nag-enforce, siyang nagpapatupad nga ng batas. And of course, it falls within the purview of a subject known as jurisprudence. Na kung sakaling pagdating ng ano no, pagdating ng araw, most likely yung mga naging desisyon as to the scenarios or situation, of course, magiging basis siya and pamantayan siya ng mga susunod pang scenario na medyo pareho doon sa nangyari. Okay? Now, so yun yung sa law, no? So in terms of morality naman, it regulates and controls both the inner motives and external actions. So kung kanina ang batas most likely ang kanyang ano no, ang kanyang naaapektuhan ay yung inyong external behavior kasi ine-expect nga no, ine-expect na ikaw ay susunod. Pero dito sa morality, even your conscience, even your inner motives, nakokontrol niya ito. Say for example, hindi ba halimbawa ano no meron kang hindi nagawa or say for example hindi mo naitapon sa tamang tapunan yung basura na hawak-hawak mo kanina. So automatic syempre no in terms of law, bawal yun na magtatapon ka lang kung saan-saan. Pero in terms of morality, hindi ba nakakaramdam tayo ng konsensya, no? Mapapansin ninyo na parang iniisip niyo pa rin, bakit ko ba tinapon yun doon? Bakit hindi ko pa siya tinapon sa tamang tapunan? It's your morality na nagwo-work in terms of that. Second, this is also said to be variable. Nagbabago-bago daw. May mga ano no, may mga experts na sasabihin sa inyo and as we discuss further sa masusunod ninyong lesson, no? Mapapansin ninyo na it seems na merong ano no, merong pagkakaiba sa morality depende dun sa community. Okay? So third, moral laws lack precision and definiteness as there is no authority to make and enforce them. Kagaya nga na binabanggit natin kanina, in comparison to the law, hindi naman kasi ito kagaya halimbawa ng ano no ng batas na pwede siyang i-enforce ng police, na pwede siyang i-enforce ng executive department, no? So, in terms of morality, wala tayong authority na mag-make it saka mag-enforce them. So, maaaring nyo sabihin, sir, yung pari po or yung pastor, no, even though nasabihin nila yon, you have the capacity naman, actually, na humindi. 'Di ba? So, with that, syempre, walang precision at saka definiteness. Eh, paano halimbawa kung hindi na siya miyembro halimbawa ng kanilang simbahan? So, most likely, magbabago rin yung kanyang pananaw. Okay? So, yun yung tinutumbok ng ikatlo. Ikaapat, it is neither framed nor enforced by any political authority and it does not enjoy the support of the state. Kasi nga, dumedepende ito kung kani-kanino. At depende rin ito sa society na pinag-uusapan natin. And of course, it is studied under a separate branch of knowledge known as ethics. Kung kaya pinag-uusapan natin siya ngayon. Okay? Sige po. So, in dealing with moral standard, these are your 5 characteristics. Number 1, excuse me, moral standards include substantial injuries or benefits, whether humans, environment, and animals. So, whether we like it or not, if meron tayong moral standard, ine-expect na natin na agad-agad merong positive or negative effect ito, whether sa atin, sa environment, or even the animals. Second, moral standards are not set and may change by authoritarian bodies or individuals. Kagaya rin ng nabanggit natin kanina, if we are dealing with the moral standards, pwede itong mabago at no, pwede rin itong mapalitan as time goes by. Nag-evolve nga eh, depende nga iyon sa pananaw ng isang tao. Okay? Pangatlo, moral standards are favored over other values and consideration, even self-interest. Fourth, moral standards are based on impartial considerations. So ano po ibig sabihin ng impartial? Walang kinikilingan. Okay? Wala siyang pinipili, hindi siya bias. At panglima, moral standards are associated with special emotions such as guilt and shame, good or bad, and what is right or wrong. So ito yung binabanggit natin kanina kung bakit nakakaramdam kayo ng konsensya kung sakaling meron kayong moral standards na sa inyong pananaw ay nasusuway na ninyo. Ayan. So, ayan yung 5 characteristics ng moral standard. Okay? Next, in terms of non-moral standards, of course, non-moral standards are based on our own conclusion of what is good or bad or what is right or wrong in a non-moral approach. So, ibig sabihin yan, mga kapatid, ito daw po ay nababatay sa ating pong sariling pananaw, sa sarili daw po nating panlasa, at sa sarili daw po nating option. Okay, so yan yung binabanggit ng non-moral standards. Ito ay nakadepende sa kung ano ang iniisip natin, sa kung ano sa tingin natin ang tama at sa kung anong tingin natin ay mali. Okay? Kaya kasi tinawag na non-moral standards. Right? So ang pinagbabasehan syempre ng ating ano no ng ating pong desisyon ay nasa sa atin po. Yung sarili po nating pagpa-process at sarili po nating judgment. Okay. So, ito po ang differences between moral and of course the non-moral standards. Okay? So, in dealing with this, of course, tignan muna natin no yung basis ng standard. So, sa moral standard, ang basis of standard will be the norms and values. Ano ba nakaugalian? Ano ba yung mga values na ina-uphold ng lipunan? So, yan yung sa may moral standard. Pero in terms of non-moral standard, ang batayan natin dito ay ano nga ba yung panlasa? Ano ba yung preference natin? Ano ba yung nakikita nating mga pagpipilian na mga option? So, sarili nating pananaw. Okay? And if we are to impose yung moral standard, no, we can actually force others to act accordingly using this moral standard. In comparison to non-moral standard, of course, we have no right to impose on others kasi nga nababatay lang ito sa ating sariling opinion at sa sarili nating iniisip or sarili po nating sarili nating pananaw. Ayan. So, eto nga ang naging ano no, ang naging pagtalakay natin about sa differences ng moral and non-moral standards. Okay? Sige po. So, pasok tayo ngayon sa tinatawag natin mga dilemma kasi whether we like it or not, there will be situation na talaga kailangan nating ano no, kailangan nating magdesisyon, kailangan nating mamili between sa mga bagay-bagay na nababanggit nga natin. Okay? So, number one, syempre, meron tayong iba't ibang ano diyan, ano, dilemma na pinag-uusapan. Depende dun sa uri niya. So ano po yung mga uri po ng dilemma? So number one, yung classical dilemma na tinatawag natin. No? It is a choice between two or more alternatives in which the outcomes are equally undesirable or equally favorable. So ito nga yung binabanggit natin. Ano? So from the word itself, classical, ito yung classic. No, meron ka dalawang option. So itong dalawang option na ito ay pwedeng pareho silang ano, no? Hindi kayo makapili kasi nga, syempre, it's either pantay lang na talagang meron kang ano no hindi ka makaka-expect na magandang mangyayari o di naman kaya ay maganda ang mangyayari for both of the option. Yung classic na dilemma. Okay? Hindi mo alam kasi pantay lang sila. Now, if we are dealing with ethical dilemma, so this dilemma arises when an individual is involuntarily choosing between two morally sound decisions, yet they may struggle with the conventional limitations of a commercial, a state agency, or even the law. Okay? So pag pinag-usapan natin yung ethical dilemma, again, babalikan lang natin yung two morally sound decisions. Pareho silang tama. Okay, yun nga lang, hindi natin makita yung ano, no, hindi tayo makapili simply because meron po tayong mga limitations, may humahad lang. Meron doon sa pagpili natin doon sa dalawa, meron kasi tayong isinasaalang-alang kagaya ng batas na maaaring ano no, na maaaring makapag-determine sino sa kanilang dalawa. Ayan no, yung pipiliin natin kahit hindi natin gusto. Yan yung ethical dilemma. At yung pangatlo ay yung moral dilemma in which this dilemma is a choice where a person is torn between right or wrong. So pipiliin mo na ngayon kung ano nga ba ang sa tingin mong tama, ano ang sa tingin mong mali. So yan yung moral dilemma na tinatawag. So yan yung iba't ibang uri ng dilemma, kagaya ng binanggit natin kanina. So we have the classical dilemma, the ethical dilemma, and then the moral dilemma. Okay? So, in dealing with your moral dilemmas, meron po tayong three levels na pinag-uusapan. So, una dyan, sa pinakatuktok ay yung individual level, no? So, the dilemma is based on the individual perspective or moral values and ethical standards of a person. So, from the word itself, individual, sa'yo pa lang yan, sa isang tao, no? So, ano yung nagiging labanan sa utak niya, automatic that will fall under your individual level of moral dilemma. Okay? So organization level, so this dilemma is based on the embedded ethical standards in terms of policy and procedure and form part of the foundation of the organization. So kagaya ng binabanggit natin from the word itself organization, meron daw tayong mga policy and procedure, mga SOP na kailangan nating isaalang-alang. Maaring pinag-uusapan natin dito ay yung mission, vision, and even the core values ng ating organization, ng institution, ng school, or ng kung anong pamanding niyang organization na iyan. Okay? Kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng problema. It's simply because, ayan no, meron tayong pinagbabatayan, which is the policy and procedure nga nung ano no, nung organization na siyang nakakaapekto sa mga desisyon natin in terms ng ating ginagawa sa mismong organization. At yung pinaka no, syempre ang pinakamalawak ay tinatawag po nating systemic level. So at this level or the macro perspective, the ethical standards are defined and influenced by the wider operating environment in which the organization exists. Yung pangkalahatan na mga kapatid. Okay? So macro perspective na siya. Na kung saan hindi lang siya isang organization, ang dami, binubuo ito, no? Parang lipunan ito ng mga organization na maaari makaapekto sa isa't isa. So again, the three levels of moral dilemmas. So ayan, yung individual, organization, and systemic. Okay. So we are actually through with the discussion about your first topic. So I'm curious if you have any questions or clarifications about our lesson. I want you to also comment it sa ating ano no, sa ating comment box kung meron man ano, kung wala no, that's okay na no. So if say for example meron kayong gustong ipa-clarify, just comment it para mabigyan ko ng kasagutan kung sakali mang hindi ko siya malinaw. Okay? Ayan. And that's it for our discussion about the basic concepts of ethics. And let me grab this opportunity to thank everyone who watched this lesson, no? So this video, and I'm looking forward na makita kayo muli sa mga susunod po nating discussion. And I keep on reminding everyone, of course, no, na kung gaano ka-importanteng magpakasubsob sa pag-aaral, ay siya ring importanteng magpahinga. So kita-kits tayo sa susunod nating mga discussion. Muli, maraming salamat.